Welcome, Rangers fans, to our midweek coaches show. And as we do each week, we'll recap the previous week in Ranger athletics, and of course look ahead to not only what's going on maybe tonight on Tuesday, but throughout the coming week as well. And it's a busy time of year. We've got sports, fall sports that are still going, football, volleyball. But then obviously some of our middle of the year sports have kicked off. Mainly our two basketball programs, the girls and the guys, are into their game season now. I know they're going to talk about how they've been doing and what's to come in the next segment. But in this segment, as we always start off with, last Thursday's regular season finale football game, our varsity football team went down to Victoria on Thursday. And played our final district game, final regular season game against Victoria East, and came away with a 45-0 win. Second shutout in a row. Way to close out district with a 6-1 record, and finishing 8-2 in the regular season. So a good win for us against what we knew would be a quality team. And by playing on Thursday, we got to have a little bit longer weekend prior to the playoff stretch that is coming up, and you don't always get that. So good win all the way around, and we got off to a great start and really kept pressure on them and scored again right before the half, and were able to pull away in the second half and get a win against a highly regarded Victoria East football team. And Coach Westford, as we always do, we'll start with you now. Is our defense going to give up any more points the rest of the year?
Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that.
Yeah, that's two shutouts in a row, and then the second half of the game before that's actually been 10 quarters, 2.5 games since we've been scored on. Got to be pleased with that.
Really proud of our kids. I mean, and it comes down to limiting explosive plays. We've done fairly well with that the last several weeks, or last 10 quarters certainly. And that's a communication issue. We've been emphasizing to our kids, communicate and all be on the same page. And they've taken that to heart. And we've had a lot fewer blows, a lot fewer misalignments. And that shows on the scoreboard. You know, we got to keep improving on that and keep expanding on that.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, at any level, high school, college, pro football, peewee level, if you can limit explosives and make them drive the ball, can they really go on an 8, 10, 12-play drive and score? And if they do, okay, that's one. Can you do it again and again? But most touchdowns or most high scoring is because you've gotten explosive plays. And I think we gave up one the other night.
Yes, sir. One explosive, and then we're able to score on defense again this week. Julian Kalunga got the big pick six, so that was huge. You know, I mean, so really proud of our kids and how they're playing right now.
Yeah, just a good against a Victoria East team that has shown great balance in the run and pass, had a great plan, and if you'd have said a week ago you're going to go down there and pitch a shutout on Thursday, you'd have been happy, but you'd have been wondering, I don't know about that. But just a great performance by our guys. And offensively got off to another hot start, scored the first few times we had the ball, and Coach Hill, and put a little pressure on Victoria East to try to come back against our defense, which is playing so well right now.
Yes, sir, we did. You know, we always have a goal to have a good first drive. We always want to score points on the opening drive, and it's been a few games in a row now that we've been able to do that. Kate Spradling hit Brody Day on a comeback route, and Brody broke a tackle, and like he's proven to do all year long, he's been a really explosive player for us. Talk about limiting explosives. I think Brody himself accounted for about 4 or 5 explosives on Thursday night. And then something I was proud of towards the end of the half, you always work on the 2-minute drill. And we were able to get the ball back with about 25 seconds left on the -30. Had a big chunk play, a back shoulder fade. Daniel De Hoyos had a big run down the sideline, called a timeout, and we were able to kick the field goal. So we executed that really well.
Yeah, pretty balanced between the run and the pass. I think we had over 200 yards throwing the ball and over 200 yards passing the ball. So good balance there. In the kicking game, had some really nice punt returns by Diego Davila, which he's shown a knack for doing all year long. Our kickoff coverage team, of course, Trent Amaya pinning the opponent deep, and our coverage team getting them inside the 20 a few times and made all of our extra points and field goals. So, we're played a good solid game in the kicking game as well, and that, as I mentioned earlier, closes out our season 8-2. We had a non-district loss, as you know, early in the year, and one district loss a little earlier in the year, and have reeled off 5 consecutive wins to close the season at 8-2 and put ourselves in the playoffs. The way 5A districts or the 5A playoffs are arranged, the high seeds, the 1 and 2 seeds, will play the 3 and 4 seeds of the other league adjacent to us, and you get to play at home. As the 2 seed, we get a home game this Friday night at Ranger Stadium against the South San Bobcats. And we'll talk about that by-district matchup when we come back. But as we do at the midpoint of each show each week, we're going to kick it over to Coach Melissa Miller and Ms. Schneider, our principal. They're going to talk about tonight's big third-round volleyball game and all the other things that are going on at Smithson Valley High School. So, ladies, take it away.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats to you guys on another great win, a strong second-place finish. We look forward to following you through your playoff season. Speaking of playoffs, volleyball had a good week last week. We had our first-round game on Tuesday versus the Hayes Hawks. We had a great 3-0 win. Kind of getting that first playoff win is the hard part. You know, the nerves are there. We've got a lot of freshmen and youth on our team who weren't really part of it last year. So I was really proud of the resilience and discipline and just maturity that some of these 14-year-olds showed. Leadership from our older kids. It takes the whole thing. So winning Tuesday night gave us our second round game on Friday. We played the Seguin Matadors at Canyon High School, and we had another great showing, a big 3-0 win. We had a lot of teachers and football coaches and admin there, so I know the girls appreciated it. It was really nice. Moving into the third round, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but do you want to talk about swim?
Yeah, swim. So our swim, we've had 3 meets so far, doing great. Our girls have won 5 out of the 6 relays this year so far. And the girls also beat Piper in their dual meet, so we're pretty proud of them.
Yeah, obviously the bar's high. We had a lot go to state last year, but Coach Duck and Coach Mooch this year are doing a great job with those kids.
They are.
Also doing a great job is Coach Poppy and Coach Sutton with golf. This is kind of they have a fall-winter season, but it's kind of the down season to prep for the spring. They've had a really strong fall season. Boys have brought home 3rd and 6th place finishes against some of the strongest teams in the area, which is always promising. Girls team is doing well. They're being led by senior Maddie Lawless, and who she's placed multiple times throughout this season. So it sounds like golf is gearing up for a wonderful spring season. We've also got girls basketball, boys basketball. They both are in their preseason. So basketball lost a heartbreaker Friday night against Holmes, 72-70. I mean, you can't ask for a rougher first game, but so much potential. I mean, being able to score 70 points in a boys basketball game. And then our girls are doing a fantastic job. They took on San Marcos and Cornerstone last week, brought home losses, but I love how Coach Johnson is just focusing on the improvement. She's focusing on what she's seen week to week, getting the girls ready. They've improved every game, which is what preseason's about. So we look forward to them starting their district season soon. I think we've got some students and teachers we want to highlight.
We want to highlight Ava Parlett. She is being highlighted for her graphic design practicum. Ava consistently demonstrates intelligence, creativity, and initiative in her projects. She approaches every task with a strong work ethic. Her dedication and ability to think creatively make her an outstanding student and a true asset to our program. Ava's hard work and enthusiasm set her apart. So congratulations, Ava. Yeah. And our teachers, we want to highlight 3 teachers. Amanda Trussell, who is our librarian. She was awarded a grant from our Comal Education Foundation for her CurryPod grant that she.
That's awesome. I know a lot of coaches who have used her for the CurryPod lessons.
Yeah, she's done a fantastic job with that. So we're proud of her for that, winning that grant. We would also like to highlight Tony Hankey and Judy Adams, who are theater directors, and they did a fantastic job getting our kids. They did the musical Little Shop of Horrors, which we highlighted a few weeks ago.
Yes.
But they performed it last weekend, and it was just spectacular, and just really taking that program to another level with the musical. So we're pretty proud of them.
Moving into things happening this week. First off, we've got our National Signing Day tomorrow. Big deal. We always have a big one in the fall. We actually have 7 female athletes signing. 4 softball players, a soccer player, a cross country, and a golfer. So we're excited to celebrate all 7 of those kids tomorrow, 8 a.m. in the main gym. If you have an opportunity to come up, it's always a great morning. One of my favorite mornings to watch those kids get to realize their dreams and to see their teammates and their younger ones sit there and kind of think this is what I want. So I love National Signing Day. All right, moving forward, volleyball has got third round of playoffs tonight. It's regional semifinals, first time in 12 years Citizen Valley has been there, so we're excited. We are at Jordanton High School against Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. We'll start at 6 tonight. If you can't make it out there, Ranger Network will be live streaming it. Huge thanks to them for providing that. Girls basketball has also got a game tonight. They are going to host Reagan here. Boys basketball is heading to San Marcos. Boys will also take on Canyon later in the week. So girls start their tournament season this week. We're really getting into basketball season. Swim and golf are still going strong. We've got wrestling's first couple duels and matches up this week. Golf will wrap up the fall season for them on December 2nd, and then they'll move into the spring. Soccer kicks off coming back from Thanksgiving. So a long list of things, but we'd love to see you at volleyball tonight. Basketball would love to see your support out there. And then obviously good luck to Coach Hill. We'll all be there for you Friday. Back to you.
Thank you, ladies, and congratulations to all of our athletes for their successes the previous week and what we hope will be successes this week, and especially having good luck to our volleyball team tonight as they take on Flower Bluff in volleyball in the third round, and that game will be on Rangers Network tonight at 6 o'clock, as mentioned, so we hope Ranger fans, if you're not going to drive down to Jordan and watch it live, that you'll tune into the network and keep an eye on as the ladies go for that third round win. And now back to football. This Friday night we have another home game, a playoff game, by-district match against the South San Bobcats. We're 8-2. They're 8-2. One of our losses is to a 10-0 team. One of their losses is a 10-0 team. Our other loss is to a 9-1 team. Their other loss is to a 9-1 team. So very similar journeys to get here for both us and South San. And it's been a few years since we played them, but they, like every opponent, has a very unique style of play. And we're going to talk about that just a little bit. And we'll start with our defensive side of the ball. Coach Westerfer, they're going to run the ball, and they're going to be very patient, and they're very good at what they do. Not trying to trick you.
No, this is not a tricky team. I mean, and they're very well coached. The thing that jumps out is how well coached they are. They don't blow blocking assignments. They're not doing just a ton of things, but they're a physical, downhill run-oriented team. I mean, they're going to run it right at us. And, and if we stop it once or twice, they're going to keep doing it. They throw the ball effectively when they do, but really they're a run-oriented team, and we're going to have to gear it up, make sure our fits are all right, and we communicate well across the front, and we're going to have to be excellent tacklers because the running back runs really hard.
No doubt. And like a lot of teams, particularly run-oriented teams, when you crowd too many in there, they're, A, going to keep running it, but B, they're going to free up one of those receivers, particularly old 14 out there, and he's made a lot of explosive plays on the edge.
Yeah, he really has. 14's as good a receiver as we'll see. I mean, he's really fast, and he catches the ball well, and they get you all packed up in there to stop the run and then get him in some one-on-one situations that we're going to have to win some of those.
But we'll have our hands full there with our defense trying to stop their offense. And a similar story, Coach Hill on defense. Again, they're not all over the place. They're not junky. They believe in what they do and have been very effective on their defense this year.
Absolutely, and because they believe in what they do, they're really, really good at it. Coach Worstfer alluded to them being well coached. You can tell that on their defense. They're very gap sound. They play a four-down defense, and their front four guys, they rotate about 6 guys in there. And they're extremely talented, a really, really good front four, one of the best that we've seen this year. So our offensive line, we need to be geared up and be on our assignments. And a few of their wrinkles they mix in with some front changes. We'll need to communicate and make sure we're on the same page with that. And then just try to feature our guys. We've got 4 or 5 guys we like to feature in the offense, and we need to find some ways to get them the football.
No doubt, and special teams is a similar story. Not out of the mainstream with what they do in the kicking game. They're not doing wild and wacky things, but it's also apparent they spend time on it. It, too, is well coached and sound, and we're going to have to try to find a way to make some plays in that area of the game because, anytime you're in the playoffs, the thing I've noticed through my years is you never get to play a bad team. Everybody's here for the same reason. They've had a successful journey. They've won games. And so, to think that you can dominate in all 3 areas might be a little optimistic. You're going to have to find ways to win. And turnovers, as we always talk about, winning the turnover battle, explosive plays and preventing explosive plays, and then maybe finding an edge in the kicking game somewhere. So we're going to try to do all that and see if we can win the by-district championship this Friday night, 7 o'clock here at Ranger Stadium. we hope you'll come out, and it's supposed to be pretty weather, and it's always a great stadium to be at, and watch the Rangers. And broadcast still a little bit up in the air. The UIL, our governing body, kind of has a clamp on postseason broadcasting games. Sometimes we're able to do that, sometimes we're not. So at this point of the week on Tuesday morning, we don't know yet. So will it be on? Will it be on live? Will it be on tape delay? Will it be on pay-per-view? Will it be on at all? Just hang loose. There'll be some emails sent out to Ranger Network subscribers. I'm sure it'll show up on social media as well. And you can go to the Rangers Network website and get the information on that, what we hope will be broadcast in some form or fashion. So one way or the other, hope you'll support the Rangers. Good luck to all of our other teams. Thank you all for being on today, and we'll see you next time.